Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Elizabeth. I normally make mom and cooking videos, so if you like that kind of content, make sure you subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Today is my 28-week pregnancy update video. So that makes me officially in my third trimester, which is pretty exciting. The second trimester definitely felt like it went by really fast. The first trimester kind of felt like it took forever since I had morning sickness, but second trimester I haven't had any nausea, no major symptoms, so it definitely went by fast when I've been chasing a toddler around. Third trimester, at least when I was pregnant with Dominic, the first about month or so felt a lot like my second trimester, and then when I started getting bigger, everything I did was very much just about being pregnant. I mean, I couldn't roll over in bed without taking my time. I couldn't get off the couch without taking my time. So I'm sure I'll have that experience again with this pregnancy, but at least I'm not nauseous. My heart definitely goes out to the people that have HG and are sick their entire pregnancies. I'm sure that is really rough. This week my baby is about the size of an eggplant and a little over 2 pounds. This week I've gained about 1 more pound, pretty much right on track with how I've been. My bump is definitely getting noticeably bigger. A lot of maternity pants, they have a panel where it just actually goes over your bump, but I don't like that. I think it feels weird and it like starts to sag. So my whole pregnancy with Dominic and this time I just wear non-maternity leggings, and then at this point I'm starting to fold them down, just wear them below my bump, and I feel like that's the most comfortable and they don't start to sag or fall down or anything like that. And since they're stretchy, they fit my whole pregnancy. I haven't bought any new pants this pregnancy, but I might treat myself to 1 or 2. Maybe we'll see if there's some kind of Black Friday special. I really like the leggings from Aerie. They're super soft, they have pockets. That's what I'm wearing right now. You can see the pockets on the side, so they fit my keys and my phone. I've had them for 2 to 3 years now. I haven't had to get rid of any from wearing out so far, so definitely happy with those. The other thing with my bump being bigger and more noticeable is my toddler Dominic is starting to realize that he has a sister in there, I think. So I've been talking to him a lot, encouraging him to interact with his sissy. I'll put a little bit of the footage in here. It's really adorable. He likes to try to feed her water out of his water bottle or give her little pats, give her kisses. It's pretty much just the cutest thing ever.
Is that your sissy in there? Yeah? You give Sissy a drink. Okay. Sissy a drink. Thank you. Can you give Sissy a kiss?
As far as symptoms this week, I haven't really had any new symptoms. Pretty much the same as normal. The redness on my eyelid is still there, but when I put the eczema cream on it, that helps. So it hasn't gotten super flaky or irritated, but it's definitely still there. My sinuses, I think, are starting to get worse. I talked to my chiropractor. She did a test and said that I'm having a reaction to all the moldy leaves that are down right now. She's been doing a sinus adjustment every week, and that definitely helps. At this point, when I was pregnant with Dominic, I was starting to not be able to breathe very well at night or having to elevate my head. There were a few nights toward the end of my pregnancy where I had to half sit up to sleep. It was pretty crazy. Luckily, I haven't had any nights like that since I've started having my chiropractor do sinus adjustments. I had a couple of nights where I had just some mild foot cramping, but nothing too bad. One really weird thing that happened this week is a craving. I don't generally have a lot of pregnancy cravings, but I was really craving Golden Corral, which is so weird because, well, I used to go to Golden Corral a lot when I was a kid. Now, as an adult, I don't really go to buffets. I just don't like the idea of everyone sharing the food handles and, sneezing on the food, all that stuff, especially now when we're in a pandemic. And also, I would rather enjoy my food and not feel like I have to stuff myself to get my money's worth. But there are a few foods from Golden Corral that I remember being delicious. I don't know if they would hold up, but they're bourbon chicken, their mac and cheese, the geese rolls. So I was definitely craving those. I even looked up the Golden Corral close to us to see what they had as far as takeout, but you couldn't get a sampler. You had to get one dinner or one family-sized meal that was just the same food. And I wanted a variety of stuff. So I don't think I'll be able to fulfill that craving, but I am going to make mac and cheese at home tonight. That is pretty similar to their mac and cheese. I made it once before and it was amazing. So I'm gonna make that again, and at least I will satisfy my mac and cheese craving. I purchased my red raspberry leaf tea. This time I decided to get just a giant bag of loose leaf tea. It's a lot less expensive than buying it in the little tea bags. And then I have a little steeper that I use for each glass. I cleared this with my midwife and my doula to start around my 3rd trimester. So that's something that you'll want to talk to your care provider about. And if they give you the go ahead, you want to start slow. I'm only drinking 1 cup of it a day right now, and then I'll do that for a few weeks, and then I'll go up to 2, and then toward the end of my pregnancy I'll go up to probably 3 glasses a day. Some people can have it give them more Braxton Hicks contractions or irritate their uterus, so it's definitely something that you want to be careful with. I didn't have any of that, but I will say once I was in labor with Dominic, I had very effective contractions, and I had a relatively short labor, about 7.5 hours altogether. Whether or not it was the red raspberry leaf tea that helped, I don't know, but it certainly didn't hurt. And that's kind of what my midwife said. She said, it's not going to hurt anything for you to try, so go ahead and do it. As far as the taste, it's not super strong. It's a relatively neutral taste. It doesn't actually taste like raspberry because it's the raspberry leaves that you're brewing, not the actual raspberries. I've been making mine unsweetened, and I'll put either a lemon or a lime wedge in with it. And I wouldn't go out of my way to drink it under normal circumstances, but it's really not bad. It's perfectly fine. And also with Dominic, I made some elderberry syrup, and I would use that to sweeten it and to help my immune system as well. That was actually pretty tasty, so I might make a batch of elderberry syrup soon. The idea behind the red raspberry leaf tea is that it strengthens your uterus, and when you're in labor, it will help your contractions be more effective. I'm in the middle of doing my testing for gestational diabetes. I'm doing the blood glucose testing where I prick my finger and test my blood sugar 4 times a day. I think I'll do a separate video about all of the pros and cons of that, so keep an eye out for that. The main other thing I wanted to talk about a little bit, and again, I might do an entire video on this at some point. I talked about it to several different midwives, and it sounds like I have insufficient glandular tissue, which basically means you don't get enough breast tissue to make enough milk for your baby. Some people have it really severely where they can either make no milk or hardly any. I didn't have it super bad. I'd say I probably had a medium case, so I wasn't able to make enough milk for Dominic to completely breastfeed, but I was able to make I'd say probably about half of what he needed. We supplemented with formula for the rest. Now, luckily, with your second pregnancy, a lot of times you will develop more breast tissue, so it's not as much of a problem or not even a problem at all. Unfortunately, there aren't a lot of things you can do to help it. Like I tried all the galactagogues, I tried power pumping. They helped me make like maybe an extra ounce or so a day. There's a very well-respected IBCLC in my area, which stands for International Board Certified Lactation Consultant, which is, I believe, the highest level of lactation consultant that you can be. I talked to her. She recommended coming in as soon as I could after my baby's born and having an appointment with her. And she also recommended in my last month of pregnancy to take a supplement called goat's rue that can help you develop breast tissue. I also cleared this with my midwife. This is, anything like that you want to talk to your care providers about. And my midwife said that was fine, that she trusted this IBCLC. And then also what my doula recommended was starting to pump early after my baby is born. And that can help your body say, okay, we need to make more milk. I have been researching for many months what I want to do as far as getting pumps. With Dominic, I had the Medela, I think Pump in Style. It worked okay, but it was a plug-in one. And Dominic wanted to be held pretty much all the time. So it was very difficult for me to get pumping in while taking care of him at the same time. I couldn't do anything else at the same time. It was pretty much just pumping. So I've decided I'm going to get the Willow pump this time. It's a battery operated, completely no wires, completely hands-free pump. But unfortunately, it's a bit more expensive and your insurance probably won't cover it completely. I looked into it with my insurance. What some people have said is they're able to get it from the Willow pump, from the Willow site, and then have their insurance reimburse them for a portion of it. My insurance doesn't do that. My insurance will only basically let you go through third parties. And if it's one of the standard plug-in pumps, like the Medela Pump in Style, the Spectra S2, Motif Luna, a couple other ones, they'll pay for it completely through the third parties. The only way I found out that I could get any of the Willow covered by my insurance was if I go through someplace like Aeroflow. With that, I was able to get $125 off the $500 price tag, but they don't have the flanges in my size, so I would have to pay extra for that. I know I'd also want to get the extra reusable kit, so you don't have to just use the disposable bags all the time. Also, Willow does sales a lot. Last year for Black Friday, they had a 15% off sale, so hopefully they'll do something like that again. And when I did the calculations, that made the price difference of going through Aeroflow versus getting it from the Willow website on sale only around $30 or $40. So what I'm going to do is I'll get it from the Willow website. Hopefully they'll have a good Black Friday sale. You can use a health savings account for that. So I'll use my health savings account money. And then I'll also go through Aeroflow to get a completely free pump. I think I'm going to go with the Motif Luna. I've done a fair amount of research. It seems like that one gets the best reviews overall. If for some reason the Willow doesn't work out, I can use that one. Or if the Willow is great and I don't need an extra pump, I'll just leave it sealed in the box and sell that on eBay or find somebody in need that and give it to them, something like that. If you guys have a pump that you love or you hate, let me know in the comments. I'm interested to see what everyone else is planning on using. All right, and that's about everything for this week, so I'll go ahead and show you my bump. Definitely feel like it's getting a lot bigger. Yeah, I think it's starting to get more round too. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.